With that, I'll recognize the gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Finstad.
Thank you, Chairman Rogers, Ranking Member Smith, and to our witnesses for testifying today. China remains the existential threat to America as an institution and to the American way of life. This is true on all issues, but especially so on critical issues like defense, supply chains, and agriculture. At China's 2024 National People's Congress, the Chinese Communist Party announced a 7.2% increase in annual defense spending. China also had a greater than 7% increase in defense spending in 2023. Over a 10-year average, China has increased defense spending at approximately 7.5% per year. Considering the serious investment that China is making in its defense, primarily to prepare to meet and defeat the United States in war, the budget recently published by the President is woefully inadequate in meeting our top obligation of keeping American citizens safe. Specifically, the United States has made a strategic and proper choice to build the vast majority of its industrial base in the private sector. These small businesses and private sector companies are the hardworking Americans that rely on a healthy, proper, and sustained demand signal to keep making those investments in the pursuit of defense of America. And a lot of these jobs and a lot of these companies are happening all over rural America, specifically in my district. And I'm proud of them and what they do to our national defense. As a Reagan Republican, I believe in peace through strength. Our ability to project strength originates from the industrial base. We must invest more in America. So with that said, Admiral, great seeing you again. With the combination of the scarcity of resources and your growing needs and requirements, how badly do you feel the squeeze and vulnerabilities from the defense industrial base on your supply chain efforts?
Thanks, Congressman. It's good to see you, too. Again, I've articulated over 3 years now the requirement and the need for the defense industrial base to ramp up and be prepared, and that's all across the defense industrial base. That's ship maintenance and sustainment. It's airplane depot maintenance. It's for the ground force maintenance of tanks and other military vehicles. It's weapons production. It's aircraft production. It's shipbuilding. So critically important for us to be able to have a footing that enables us to deliver a position of strength, right? This is not just-in-time supply, and just-in-time delivery does not work in this security environment.
Thank you for that. And I will just tell you, having the honor to travel all over my district and talk to the folks that are working in this space, the signals that we here in this body that can send out to the countryside gives them the security to invest in those needed professions, whether it's the welders, the pipe fitters, the plumbers, whatever it may be. But it also gives that signal to our job providers that there is work to be had, and it's a good long-term proposition for them to invest in. I will just say I just left the Ag Committee, Mr. Chairman, and as a farmer myself, and I think about agriculture and food security as a national security piece, I will tell you China's investment in farmland in the U.S. and specifically near U.S. military installations is worrisome. It should be worrisome to each and every one of us. China is also investing at record levels in farmland all over the place here, and this can and likely will lead to food insecurity issues while promoting espionage concerns, and really our ability to project power can be compromised by this communist China investment in our farmland. We must pay attention to this before it's too late. And Mr. Chairman, I would just say in my closing here that food and farm security is national security, and I think that this committee can and needs to talk more about our farmland and the food security piece, because it is a strong component in our national security. So I appreciate all of you being here today. I appreciate the service and the work that you do for our men and women and for our country. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I would yield back.
And Congressman, if I can make,
Certainly.
So, Congressman, you're highlighting the Chinese approach, which is all forms of their national power to deliver an advantage for their objectives. So that's point one. Point two, and I should have said this, the supplemental is so important because it does have in it those things that you described in the form of the industrial base, $3 billion. And I thank the chairman and the committee for supporting that. That is a great start to getting us back on track, and I thank you, Chairman.